It's time. It's been a long time coming, but you guys are here.
Yeah.
Fucking Oren Schbiro, Jason, Celin, keeping it gangster.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. Yeah, look at that.
Thank you for coming. I wanted you guys on a little while ago, but I had no place to do this. So it took like 2 months to build this shit.
It's beautiful. Yeah, you guys are doing great, man.
Yeah.
Well, for the time being, till I go bankrupt because of all these fucking terrible decisions. Then it ends.
Money from the government and do this? What's going on?
No. I saved up and then decided to take a risk.
Yeah.
And build this place.
Looks great.
Yeah, it's not just Trump making dumb decisions. He doesn't have the monopoly.
Yeah.
You guys just recorded the Friendship podcast right now?
Yeah, we just did it. Friendship
Hour podcast.
It's fun, but this, all of a sudden, it feels very different. I was like, oh, we'll be in the zone. It'll be no problem. Be like 1 hour at home. We'll drive over here.
Yeah.
We'll do the next. And then instantly we're like, the shot with the lights. And you're like, all right, better bring the big game.
Nah, don't worry. You're gonna be fine. What are you talking about?
Good stories. I forgot all my good stories.
Jesus Christ, I forgot that Poseidon's here. Poseidon's in the corner.
What up?
All right, Poseidon. There we go. We gave it away. That was a weird fucking I forgot you were standing there until you said
I'm
that.
still thinking about what just happened before.
Oh, I infiltrated his live stream. He was doing for Patreon, and so I went to the producer desk over there, and he was just talking. He's like, yeah, and then I met this girl's massaging her, and I just put pictures while he's talking next to him of naked men kissing each other and a guy in a Speedo, and he was talking about how manly he was. He's like, I think chicks are just the problem. They're just complicated. There's just a bunch of naked dudes on the screen. So that's what he's talking about. But, dude, so fucking welcome. Happy to have you guys here. Like I said, long time coming. How you guys surviving now with no comedy?
It's tough, but the podcast is filling a void. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It was nice to have it back for a little bit. I don't know how many shows you did in the in-between there.
I did a lot.
Yeah.
I got spoiled.
Okay.
And then I said no towards the end to one last show. I didn't know. Obviously, David had sent me a message. And I was like, it's kind of busy. Like, I can make it work. Nah, I'll take that night off. And then everything shit.
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I got to do a few. They were fun. And now that it's over again, I'm really feeling it. Like, I realized that I was doing enough shows, like three a week, maybe something like that. But now that there's nothing, it just feels like a standstill. I did one open mic right before it ended.
And
so
then that's
useless because I'm working on what? Nothing, because I'm done for like the next 3-4 weeks. But it was fun. At least I got to hang out with a few guys and laugh.
That is the hang that I miss.
Yeah, for sure.
I really miss that hang. Like, it's rare to have us all. Even this is rare. Us, me and you guys in the same room.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if I'm on a show with you, you're not there. Or if I find you somewhere, he's not there. So,
because when you start out, you get like all the same shows at the same time because they're all new. But then after like 3, 4, 5 years, you start becoming like one of the guys that they trust to do
at X show.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, you're just around people who are like a year into comedy,
But I'm glad you guys started the podcast.
That's why we started the podcast, because we realized we were friends when we actually kind of missed each other when we didn't see each other.
We realized we were friends.
Yeah, I realized. I was like, oh wait, I feel that I haven't seen Jason in 2 weeks, because we didn't have let's say Grumpy's, the open mic there to like go hang out and drink, and
we're just hanging out with broads all the time.
Just the ladies.
Yeah.
Just the ladies and my bubby and the ladies, and so now we're doing this, and it's definitely getting better and better. You realize at first that we talked over each other a lot when we started.
Well, we were also on Zoom before, and now we're doing it at his apartment.
The Zoom stuff, I keep telling people, we have Mike sometimes do Skype, 2 drink minimum.
Yeah.
And it's the hardest thing because that split second ruins everything.
Yeah.
Because you think he's not going anywhere, then you start, then he starts, then you stop, then he stops, and it's just this awkwardness.
That's just talking to Oren in general. It's just that.
That energy.
It's very true.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
which is perfect for me.
And I laugh a lot.
But it's good that you guys are fucking doing something, because I've been trying to push people to do podcasts here for the longest time.
Yeah.
I think it's important for the scene. And you guys also, it's a good fucking podcast. It's fucking funny. You guys are funny dudes. So it's good that you guys are doing it.
You should rent out do you rent out the studio?
Yeah, not this one, the other one. That's what it's for.
Oh, yeah,
It's for renting it out to podcasters to make their own podcast.
That's great.
That's what it is. And they get produced. So basically all you have to do is you come in, you sit down, you do your show.
Wow.
And everything else is taken care of.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by when I said I invested. I meant it was a ridiculous idea. It's a good idea to us.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know how regular people think. They might be like, what the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah, nobody wants to hear me talk. No, not everyone thinks that people want to hear us talk. We are a little self-centered. We're like, everyone wants to hear us.
I'm pretty sure there's a market out there for people who think they have
chops.
Yeah, exactly. Like enough stuff in their head to just spew out on a weekly basis,
And I think there's people that are good at it.
Yeah,
there's probably people out there that just don't have the know-how.
Yeah.
But they're probably good at podcasting. There's people I like to listen to. I was like, fuck, this guy shot out a show.
Yeah, especially if we start, like they do in LA or New York, the way they have these like networks, especially in LA, they come like visit each other. And
that's what I'm trying to do here.
I mean, it's a great vibe. Yeah. And plus, they'll all do it out of your studios.
Yeah, plus it's fun. Like here, like now it's different. Just me and Poseidon here today, but normally like there's more. We're just hanging out, we're laughing, and then it's like, oh fuck, 2:00, let's do an episode.
Yeah,
and then we continue, we fuck around, and
it's
a
good hang.
A good hang. We were watching horror movies last night here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Yeah, the original Halloween, the '78 one with Jamie Lee Curtis. I did a thing on Patreon, Spookfest, for this entire month. Every Friday night at 9, we talk over a horror movie, and they like it's fun because I do it on Discord, so you don't get taken down.
Yeah.
And so everyone's watching, and it has we're the director's commentary, and it's all nonsense.
Right.
Yeah, just talking shit.
Just talking shit, but it's fun. Yeah. Imagine having you guys there too. Like imagine comedians, 4 comics, just going fucking crazy.
Yeah, like it might be if we actually watched the movie together. If we all just sat and watched the movie.
There's no way any of us could actually just watch a movie.
No, it's impossible.
I mean, it's my biggest problem with my girlfriend is every time I can't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
Like she'll be in this big dramatic moment, and I'll just start like laughing and making fun of the fact that Sandra Bullock is acting like, I don't know, an astronaut for no reason.
Yeah, like she can't even count. She's a spaceman.
Yeah,
space woman, ma'am.
Space person.
So what are you hoping to do next with the podcast? You have like goals?
Hey, fair question. Good
question. We think about it a lot. I don't know. It's we see some like increase in like viewership and listenership, but I don't know what the end goal is.
Look, it's like I'm Mark Zuckerberg, and we don't need to hear any Andrew Garfield telling us how to make the money. We're gonna let it evolve into its own beast. You know, I think we just want to see if people want to hear us. If people are down and they listen a lot, and then eventually there's room for like say a Patreon for extra episodes where we bring on guests.
Yeah.
That's hard when your Mike Ward is Oren Schbiro.
It's not a good.
But I am telling you because I like your podcast. Like there's. So I listen to like let's say the Jofo podcast. You know those guys.
Yeah.
They're entertaining. They're good at what they do. You guys too are good at what you do. It's a good podcast. Because sometimes I'll watch people that they just started it and I'm like, they're good on stage, but they're not good at podcasting. You guys, I never got that vibe. You guys like, look at these motherfuckers.
How do you advertise a podcast? Like, how do you get it out there?
This is very difficult. It's been the bane of my existence. Number one, you have to be on all the social platforms, and you hope that word of mouth. You share it. Like I can't get my video numbers to be as high as the audio numbers.
Right.
Like because the audio was building for so long, so many years before I started the YouTube channel.
Okay.
That people who have only been listening to it audio are like, it's nice that it's available in video. I don't care. I listen to it this way. It's like, fuck, what do I have to do? I got to do more stuff. Something there's a reason for you to check out the video version. You know what I mean? So it's super difficult, but it's all word of mouth and then traction and consistency. At least once a week, there's a new episode. And then, one guy says it to another person. And then when I felt courageous enough, I said, let me try a Patreon, see if that works.
Because I think that's also where guests come in because because if they're on, then they share.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
And so you got some new listeners there.
Yeah. That's how it is. It's all incremental, little...
We had one method. Jason's expert at social media, and we started an Instagram page, and he just went through your entire follow list and just added every single one.
And I got blocked. Like the Instagram's fucked right now. Like we'll post this. We have like 1,000 followers, or like 800 or something.
Yeah.
And we'll post a story and get like 20 views on the story because like we're getting fucked by Instagram.
You get Instagram. My account on Instagram is shadow banned, and my Facebook was for a while too. The Instagram one, you know how I found out? There's a website you could go to. You put in your ad name for Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and it tells you, the way it tests is it does a search on the hashtags you used, and it sees if you come up in people's searches. Because the whole point of Instagram or any of these social platforms is if you're hashtagging something, someone's looking at hashtag friendship hour.
Yeah.
You and whoever else use that hashtag should come up.
Right.
But my stuff, no matter what, whether it was comedy, any hashtag I use, I don't come up when people are looking at that.
So how do you get unshadow banned?
I have no idea because I've messaged, nobody ever replies to me. So that's why I rely on word of mouth. I rely on you liking the show so much that you'll tell someone about it. Because naturally, it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen.
Feels like the listeners are more committed to you, than the YouTube watchers who are just feel like maybe they came across, watch once in a while, but your listeners are weekly. They just seem like committed to the cast, and I think that's what you want to focus a little bit more on is getting more there, because when you get these views on YouTube, it's like, did they even watch the whole thing? You see,
you
like,
see the average view
and you're like,
time. It's
10
like
minutes
7,
out of an
like,
hour and a half goddamn video. So like what? So 7 minutes of our video got watched. So what does that really mean to us? And I thought at first maybe if we post clips, those are more shareable. Those are more like people will watch them on YouTube. But even our followers don't watch our clips because they're like, oh, we saw it on the video. We don't care, you know?
I have that issue with 2 Drink Minimum. I've noticed that like, the videos get a lot of views.
Yeah.
The clips don't get any because the people who are going to like the clips are like, I saw this. I don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
But I'll recommend something. Upload videos to Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for some reason, Facebook, the people that are on Facebook, it's an older demographic, but when they're watching, apparently they stay on and they'll watch other stuff. So I noticed that our numbers, when I put a video on Facebook, the numbers are high.
Wow.
So you'll get a video that, let's say you got 100 views on YouTube, you might get 1,000 on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because the way it works. Yeah, just don't put any swears or whatever the fuck, and and just try it. Yeah.
Swear words or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
That fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like sometimes that's another thing. You like catch yourself. You're trying to censor. You're trying to make sure like you're digestible for everybody. You know. And
You'll never be. You'll never be.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like we're talking about this before. The shit that we find funny is people saying whatever the fuck they want because they have no day jobs. There's nothing. They won't get in trouble for anything. And like the people who like them will like them regardless of what they say, and they'll follow them forever, and they'll give them the Patreon money. So they have that ability to sustain themselves. But it's like I don't know if we can do that.
No, we're also 2 good boys who kind of like our full-time jobs, and so we're not like ready to like lose those. And if I had to find another one, and I don't know what I would do with the podcast at that moment, because they would just Google, and then like there's so much. Like my boss now doesn't care.
But you haven't really like you guys are funny as is. You don't have to like. There's some people that try their hardest. They're like, I gotta drop some N-bombs, or no one's gonna listen. You guys don't do that.
Don't
You
do
guys,
that,
it's just. You say whatever you want and it comes out funny, but I've never had you guys be part of some kind of I don't know, controversial moment where people are hating on something. I haven't witnessed
for sure.
it.
We're fine.
And that's what's even crazier, that we even think of it like, because we're not those people.
Not at all,
at all. But it's just the smallest thing will happen. Because when you're fully just talking to your buddy and you get into that zone too much, especially because we do it on my couch in my apartment,
Super comfortable.
So you're like, you just at a certain point you kind of forget. Like we were at Quinn's doing the Art Loft radio. You know, he's got one there, and they got me a little tipsy out, and it was like late at night, and like I think a few things slipped out that I was like, you need to not put that in the you need to please for me and my family.
Look, I didn't mean all of them. It just came out like that. Like, God damn it, Oren, we gotta edit this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta be careful.
No, I hear you. It's a tough thing to balance, because even me too, in the beginning, before, when I wasn't doing just like comedy full time, when I had a job, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I'm gonna say something fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna lose a job.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be like, what the fuck did he say?
Yeah.
And
All it
then
takes is one person to hate what you said.
one.
And
I got a lot of people that hate what I say. Like, it's not just one.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, if anyone likes it, someone's going to hate it. I think that like if anyone's going to passionately like it, someone's got to passionately hate it on the other side.
I've learned that you can't please anyone, and it was hard to learn.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone, rather. It was hard. I can't please anyone.
That's the greatest.
No one is happy.
Story of my life, bro.
No one's happy with me, but you can't please everyone. I learned that, and I do what I do, and I found this like niche group of people that like it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all
that's
right,
all I can ask for. Yeah.
that's all I can. Like, I'm fine. That's something. It means I'm funny to someone.
Dude, there's this guy, there's like, we don't know if it's one, it might be more than one person, but we're getting these downloads in Kuwait City, and it's just amazing to see. And then like
he'll leave a comment once in a while, be like, thank you guys, love your shit. It's like, okay, I don't know how you found us.
Are they soldiers? Because I've seen stuff like that. Like, who the fuck is this? And then if I'll ask a question, the answer is expats and stuff like that, they say.
Oh, this guy's got a non-expat name, you know what I mean?
No,
Hassan.
I think only the actual Kuwaitis get like even anything to listen to a podcast on. I don't think if you come from anywhere else, they give you. It's a very class system there. Caste,
yeah.
class.
Oh, caste system, where they.
It's like if you're, exactly. Like if you're an expat, you're not getting to a certain level, you know. And I don't know if that means having an iPhone.
No, he means from here.
What?
Expat from here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he's
Canadian.
Yeah, so he's Canadian. Maybe he's in the military there or some shit. Military people listen to podcasts.
No, but he was like, love the podcast, and he put a little Kuwaiti flag.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's fucking amazing.
I know, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I love it, and I try not to mention it every single episode.
You have some.
I like
Yeah.
This is going out to Kuwait.
Exactly. I'm like, grab some backgammon and
So we
mint
have
tea.
that guy, and then we have a guy from like nowhere, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like
So
seeing it grow.
when you started, we were like, maybe talk about comedy a bit. Maybe we'll get like more of the just the comedians around here who are not having anything to listen to, no one to shoot the shit with, will listen to the podcast if we bring up some fun comedy stuff and growing.
That's 10 people.
Yeah, exactly. And that's completely like the podcast completely like got away from that to the point where we feel like we have to explain Montreal things. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to just say it because it's not pure Montrealers listening.
It's really not. It's only it's maybe like 10% now at this point.
But you guys talking, you guys having a conversation is funny. You two either arguing or just shooting the shit is what's funny, and that appeals to more people than just Montrealers. But even the stuff you had done, I remember when you were doing the stuff with, like let's say you were making Harrison try candies with you.
Yeah.
Even those, because Harrison's a funny motherfucker, just like you guys. So just the reaction, something as simple as, what would you rate this fucking candy bar?
Yeah.
Is so ridiculous when it comes from a comic.
Yeah.
And that's why I told you that fucking worked.
Yeah.
You need to have more of those goddamn videos.
Yeah, Harrison it's very funny when I put him on that because I was trying to, let's say, I want to be funny when I do it, but often when you play host to something, you don't come out as funny, you know, because you're trying to direct it. But Harrison's like, every time he'd do this concept in his head of like, what does it taste like? He'd just think of the funniest thing to even relate to taste. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he'd be like, it tastes like wires, you know? And you'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
But when you think about it, you're like, that's... Okay, I get what he's saying. Like it tastes like wires. Like I kind of imagine that.
And he just lay in something funny. He'd be like, "Okay, I've tasted this before. It's like copper." You know, I should be like, "What is he talking about?" Like he named every element. I think because he realized the elements were funny.
Yeah.
He went through all the elements. But yeah, but there's also sometimes you make things because you just know someone else is so funny and you just like want to, you know. Harrison also and Jason and Gabriel Amassi, all of us had a sketch group for a minute, literally for one show.
We did one live show,
And then
I don't know. We just all were like not too good for it, but it's hard to sit.
It bites into your comedy time. You know, it's like rehearsing and writing it, and like it was just we spent probably like 20 hours on 10 minutes of sketch.
Yeah.
And
but I think it all started because like Harrison was a little like he had like one sip of of cider at a bar, you know what I mean? And he got a little tipsy and just got so cocky and started like threatening me physically, you know, and doing like putting out guns to me and just making all these noises, and I was like laughing so much. But it's not someone he's super comfortable being all the time.
Yeah.
And I was
But
like,
he did it on stage.
and I was like, yeah, if we put this in a sketch, like then he knows how to. And it
Yeah,
was
he brought
amazing.
that part
It
of
was so
himself
funny.
out. Yeah.
So funny.
I like Gab.
He's
He's great.
Mr. O'Massey's a good dude. I'm related to him.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I've heard
I was
that.
telling Amber last week. How funny is that?
Yeah, that's really it's funny how that happens. You're like at a comedy show and you're like, is that my family member?
Well, I had completely. It was him, I think, who told me a few years ago because I had completely. It didn't even register in my head.
I feel like everyone in Parkax is like one
degree of
sibling away
separation.
from,
Yeah. Well, him, it's a bit further, I guess, because technically we're not by blood. It's his grandmother is my aunt.
That's my blood. That's
No, because his basically
married
my
aunts.
dad's brother's wife
okay.
Right.
is his
That's
grandmother.
still weird, man.
It's very it's
That's like third cousin.
probably something like that. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's interesting that
Yeah.
that we're both in stand up.
He's very funny.
He's very funny.
His YouTube channel is very good.
Yeah, he's been doing more stuff. I think Amber was telling me that fucking O'Massey's up to no good, but in the good way.
He's a straight. His humor is very strange.
Yeah, he's got great editing chops in terms of like
for the videos
timing and stuff. Yeah.
But even on stage, he has some good. Like there was stuff that used to go over people's heads. Like I would see him do it, and I was like, "That's fucking funny." How
he definitely steps into the meta a little bit. Yeah.
But he's a funny dude.
Yeah, I love
He's
it.
gonna be all right too if we fucking open up and we let people do stand up.
Yeah.
I miss it so much. I mean, I even miss the awful mics we used to do. We were talking a little while ago about this. About one time there was this mic. Where was it, Jason? The upstairs one.
Oh, Crowbar.
Crowbar.
Did you ever do Crowbar?
Where the fuck is that?
It was on Crescent. Quinn ran it for like a year, and then like it changed ownership, and now it's like I think it's closed. But it was just a shitty garbage Wednesday night mic.
You know those mics where
It
there's
was only for comics, you know.
it's like a shitty bar downtown. There's no one ever goes there. There's like 3 people in there.
Every time you go, they apologize. This is the only time there's no one here.
Exactly.
Every fucking time it's the same shit. I hate it when that happens.
I remember like there's a few homeless like guys who kind of just frequent Bishop, that area, you know, Bishop, St. Catherine, like you know them by name from the Comedy Nest, from the Comedy Works back in the day, and being around Grumpies. And there's this one dude, very unlikable one.
Well, only one of them is unlikable. One of
This
these.
one-
There's some likable guys out there, but he's the guy with the smile if you masturbate sign.
Oh yeah, I don't like him
what?
already.
A smile if you masturbate. That's his cardboard. That's his pitch to get money. That's
You never
that's
seen
what
those
it
guys?
says.
What a weird pitch.
You never seen this?
What the
I think someone who takes it fully seriously, like, wait, why would he smile?
Yeah, I love how serious he took it. He's like, hold on, so I have to smile?
No, I mean, like, how?
It's
Why,
none
why?
of your business what I do, sir.
No, like
you're such a Karen.
No, I would have thought of something a little more clever. Like, I don't know.
You would not have.
I would have been like, I don't know. Like, I would have put up 2 signs, put $5 if you got a big dick, and put $1 if you got a small dick or something. You know,
Right.
That would have, you know what I mean?
That's good.
That's better than what he's
put
doing.
That's
it
better
out.
than what he's doing, actually.
Yeah.
That should have been his
Pretty
method.
good. Have you thought about going to the homeless game?
Bro, that's where the money is. You fucked up.
Yeah.
You had a future and you ruined it.
Bro, I'm trying to secure the bag, bro.
You'd actually be a guy that could get people to give you money on the street.
Okay.
Because you're a little intimidating. You'd be like, boy, you got a small dick or something? What's going on?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he always had awful jokes and just like the worst street jokes you'd have to listen to.
Oh,
and he's
God,
always trying to get money. He always like it's one thing to ask for money, but he had to hang around always. And this guy used to actually come up into Crowbar into the
Because
show.
I think he had become friends with the bartenders over the years, you know?
I guess.
What a shitty bar.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I was up there once telling jokes, and I see him sitting on the floor, and I just noticed that there's like blood accumulating like under him.
From his
there's just,
butt?
like I don't know, just from under
No,
him.
he was picking it. He was wearing shorts in the winter, and he was picking a scab on his shin.
And he just opened it
How
up.
big
and-
was that scab? Goddamn.
Dude, it was this. I'm just like, is that is that homeless man blood pouring all over coming near my foot?
That's
And-
like almost at gypsy blood level. Like, it's very scary.
It was unclean for sure.
yeah, scary. And then some guy comes to clean it up, and he doesn't even have like.
No, there's comics get paper towel from the bar and start cleaning it up with their hands. I'm like, what the?
Why
fuck
would they
are you
cleaning it
guys
up with the
doing?
guy's not dead? Like that's up to him, right?
Yeah, and it's that kind of paper towel that's brown, doesn't absorb anything, so
Oh.
it's
It's
just
just
moving it
smearing
around.
it around the floor.
Who are these idiot comics that were doing this?
Comics that go to do Crowbar, anyways, right?
But how dumb is that, right? Because that's like if some sick guy has explosive diarrhea, you don't help him wipe his ass. That's his business. This guy's not out of commission. He's picking a scab.
Yeah.
And then like somehow, I guess they clean it up. I'm just saying, like I even miss those mics.
Yeah, I missed
somehow.
that.
Yeah.
Like that's what I miss right now. That's where I am in my life.
Well, because
There's
it's a
something
story,
about
right?
Was that?
It's a story. It's an event.
that
Something
too,
that,
yeah.
you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
why.
And there's a lot of laughs
It was all
afterwards.
night out, guys.
There's
Fucking
excitement.
homeless guy, blood. Thursday night.
You probably ran into me before.
Fuck no, I miss. There's some shitty mics that we haven't done in years that don't exist anymore that I'll think about sometimes. I'm like, you know what? As much as I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. I shouldn't do it. I do have memories. Like I had fun memories. Like I remember that place on DeCarry. I had went like once. It was like it was very shitty.
Was it Dion that put it up?
No, it wasn't Dion.
Okay.
I do remember that one.
There was that one, like a biker bar on DeCarry.
No, it wasn't
like,
a biker bar. There was no one in there. There was 2 people
It
in
was
there, one sick
fucking
guy.
brutal.
But it was shit. It was shit show. But at least I got to hang out. People.
DeCarry Boulevard.
Yeah, it was on DeCarry
Mullen.
Boulevard. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, his place. So it was yeah, but it was fun. Like because you're with your friends and you're making fun of the situation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, this is good. We're literally playing to ourselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's-
No,
But
that
you
was
have
brutal.
stories. But obviously in the time, at the moment when it's happening, we're all angry. We're like, why am I wasting my fucking time here?
Yeah.
But then you're like, you know what? I got some good jokes off with my friends. The funnest part is you ripping each other in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have way more fun than you do on stage for those 4 sick people that don't know where they are, that are
100%.
watching the show.
And then 2 people at the fucking
the
video
slot
lotto
machines,
machine.
yeah.
just fucking ignoring everything.
It's the
You're
worst
talking-
place ever. It's
What's
so
the
funny.
deal with? Like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah,
I
it's
went to
fucking brutal.
Vegas once and I was doing open mics there, and that's all everything single was. It was just like 4 people on slot machines not paying attention. Oh fuck! It was hilarious.
So some places they get really ballsy when they say, "I want to start an open mic. I think I could do it in this bar."
Yeah.
And you're like, "This is not a place for."
It's a location. It doesn't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to do comedy at any location. Just because it exists doesn't mean it needs it. You know.
That's what it is.
I
Yeah.
think our casino here tried to do it.
Yeah, they've done stand up.
They have. It
They've
didn't-
done stand up and music shows.
I think I've been to one.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Oh no shit.
Well, here's the thing: is like at our casino, no one's like you can't drink and play. No one's in a good mood.
Really?
Everyone's just losing their. You're not allowed to drink at the tables.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have to
I've never been.
It's a drink at the bar and then go play separately. It's
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous. They don't encourage any fun at all at the casino.
Yeah, the casino here is very serious business when
Okay.
you walk in.
It's just native people losing all their money they got from the government. That's
And Asians.
yeah,
A lot of it.
A lot of it.
That was the first time I ever saw
saw
a
an Asian?
stereotype. Yeah, like the first time I saw an Asian. I was like, "Hello, sir." No, but it was the first time I saw Stereotype, a cartoon one, come to life. Because I was walking by and it was old Asian people, men and women, and they had the casino card in the slot machine. Like they had a card in, I don't know if they collect points, if they pay through it, but they weren't it was just the card that was attached to them. It was like and it was in the machine. And I was like, what in the fuck? Wow. And I was like, yeah, we like to gamble. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. That's it. I've never thought that I'd see someone with a card attached to his vest and then connected to the machine. That's insane to me.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. They love it. That's their lives. They go over there and they just, I mean, people do it at the video lottery. Like, so might as well go do it glamorously at the casino. I guess it's better than doing it at like Jilly's on DeCarry or whatever.
Dude, Jilly's still exists.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's just video lottery machines. It's 4 video lottery machines and 1 pool table, and that's it.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know what that place is, but
Montreal's Jilly's.
Yeah, it's a bar on DeCarry Boulevard as well, but this one is closer to Côte Saint-Luc type of area.
Near where the Pizza Hut used to be, man.
Yeah. Do you remember that Pizza Hut?
Yeah, of course.
See, he knows. I can't tell people who didn't live that time.
Yeah,
I remember that Pizza Hut.
I don't remember that.
Best, yeah.
That was like the only real Pizza Hut Montreal ever had. It looked like it was built like all the American Pizza Huts. It was his own standalone location.
Yeah.
Okay, with the roof and everything.
With the roof and everything.
Yeah.
And they
Right
had
by the crack mall.
Right by the crack mall. Yeah.
Oh, by
They had a Sunday
where the
bar.
Walmart is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't know what a Sunday bar. You know what a Sunday bar is? It's like
you
every
remember
kid's dream.
I had the Sunday bar at the Laval Pizza Hut.
Oh yeah? So
yeah.
there you go. Yeah, Laval has different things. Like you go to Laval and you're like, how do they have this? Like they have Taco Bells.
They have a
there.
Popeyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they really have a
They have a
Popeyes?
Popeyes.
Excuse me?
What? They have a Popeye. No, not Popeye. They have a Papa John's. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck,
Sorry.
bro, I got so hard.
Yeah, they have a
right
Popeye.
I was like, Harrison's moving.
But they have a Papa John's.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any good. It probably tastes like Laval pizza. But it was. I saw it. It's on what's that fucking street where Saint Martin?
Yeah, Saint Martin.
Papa John's, that's a funny business, eh? With that guy who went down, who lost, you know, like Papa John, like the guy who owns it.
Yeah, he got fucked over.
He lost everything.
But did you hear the story?
No,
got
what did
kicked
he say?
out.
The N-word or something?
Yeah, because in the beginning, that's what I heard. I heard that
obviously. That's
in
why
the
everyone-
beginning he was just dropping the N-bomb.
Yeah.
So I was like, that'll get you.
Yeah, it
but
should.
but that's not what happened. Apparently he was on a call. They have it recorded.
Yeah.
And what he said is, we can't associate people like that. Like we can't be using words like. And he was saying that. So he was against using the words, but he used them as an example. He goes, these are the words we can't use. Nigger. No. And then someone took that like he can't call people that. He's like, I never called anyone that. I said we shouldn't call people that.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, it was like, and they still, instead of having an understanding, be like, there's context is king here. You know what I mean? No, it's just like you said a bad word, sir. He's like, yeah, but I didn't say we should say it. I said we should not say these words. I just gave you the example of the words we should not use because I think KFC or someone at KFC used it. So he's like, look at these fuckers. They're using words like that was his thing.
He opened it. Like his name
He's
is
Papa John.
Yeah, his name is Schnatter. I guess
Yeah.
Schnatter is not as Miss John's.
Uh,
Papa Schnatter. No
One of
wanted
the
to
old
eat
school
there.
Italian names, Papa Schnatter.
And there was a great quote, wasn't there? Where like he was talking about how they're going downhill big time, and he's like, "I've ordered 27 pizzas over the last 3 days, and they're going downhill."
Yeah, they're the ones going down. You've eaten 30 pizzas, bro. They're the ones that have the problem.
It's a killer clip.
But it is, this guy's an interesting cat to lose your everything you worked for your whole life.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably well off, dude. He's fine, most likely. He didn't lose everything. He still has it all in the bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right though. I don't think I don't think he went broke.
No, he still probably has shares. Also, I don't think he had to sell all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's the emotional attachment. I think that
to the pizzas.
Papa
No, to the because when you build a business like that and then it's taken away from you, when he didn't even sell it, he didn't even want to quit. It got taken away from him. You know,
He has a specific a group of people he wants to blame, but he's scared to get in trouble. How funny would that be if he comes out, he's like, listen, someone's clear to blame here, but I'm not going to say it. They're not big fans of my pizza. And he's just like, what the fuck, dude?
Starts with J and ends with ooh, but I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, it's like the problem is the media.
Yeah, exactly.
He's using code words. But yeah, but he's a good example of what you said before with comedy, where let's say you have a day job and you're scared to say the wrong thing because some people don't understand comedy. There's people that just, it's not for them. They can't get stand-up. Funny movies is not for them. They just don't get it. So they can never take anything at comedic value.
Yeah.
Because we'll say anything with the goal of laughing.
Yeah.
And it could be outrageous, but the point is I came from a place of laughter. Let's laugh. Let's be happy.
Yeah.
Some people, it's just the way they're made, I guess. They don't get it. Like, you can't joke about that. You can't say this. Imagine this guy being your boss, seeing you say something crazy. You're done.
Yeah, I think like I don't know, for better or for worse, this big part of comedy where it's funny to say the worst thing. Like that's funny. But is kind of gone. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but we're losing it a little bit.
We're losing it a little, but I see it's not. So we've open micers that they just look for.
There's one right here.
you know that they just no, but you know what they just look for, like, what's the worst word I can say?
Yeah.
That's not necessarily funny.
No, of course not. No. But Louis C.K. has often said that he always was like, he started comedy on the basis that like just he enjoyed people's reaction to this awful
but he could
thing.
Make it funny.
Of course, he's
one of the greatest of all time.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't compare to that. But the amount of people who started doing comedy because they thought they could mimic that, and they come out and just say this, they just talk about how they want to kill their kid, and then talk about.
That's not what was funny about Louis' joke. You know what I mean? Like,
this is the point.
They're far from the target.
Yeah, exactly.
I see it, like I said at the Nest. I would say at open mics, right? See someone and I could see who they're mimicking.
Yeah. For sure.
And I'm like, fuck, but you're missing the whole essence, you know? They're like, what's the deal with Jews? I was like, all right, let's keep going. No, that's it. What's the deal with them?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't gonna end well. This is not gonna age well at all. Like, what's going on here? So but I think we should be open to still making fun of whatever we want.
Yeah.
And everything has its repercussion.
Yeah.
But I think in comedy, the repercussion should be if you say something with the intention of being funny and someone doesn't find it funny, that's the repercussion, is that you can't make that person laugh, they don't like you.
Yep.
It shouldn't be fucking Oren talked shit about gypsies on stage. Ban him. He can't work here anymore. They're not, come on.
They're not at the shows.
They're not at the shows. Plus, if we start giving gypsies rights, it's downhill. It's downhill from there.
I literally learned that they were real things like much later in life.
You didn't think gypsies are real?
I was like, oh, you mean the Disney...
Like a wizard and a warlock and a gypsy, right?
I completely thought it was like that. I was very floored to learn. And
we have a lot in Greece.
Oh, yeah?
That's what I was going to ask. I bet Greeks have a lot of gypsies.
That's how I know. Yeah. It's because of Greece, yeah.
Almost
do they have
beat
a
up
lot
a
of lawn
gypsy
sales, or is that what?
No, well, number one, gypsy. The funniest thing I've ever seen, I think, was a gypsy, because he was a 9-year-old kid outside of McDonald's in Greece, but he was smoking. But he was smoking like a Sopranos character.
Yeah.
He was smoking like he's been smoking for 20 years.
Yeah.
He's 9 years old. And playing with the cigarettes. I was like, this is so weird. And my sister's like, that's a gypsy. I was like, what? That's magical. You know, like, what is this kid doing?
Yeah, I'm jealous of him already. He sounds cool as shit.
But they steal, in Greece at least, I don't know everywhere, but they trick you. But if you get tricked by a gypsy, it's your fucking fault.
You're locked in a cursed maze for 5 years or something.
Yeah.
But the way they trick people is so obvious. And tourists are idiots. Like, they'll show you a watch. They'll be like, it only costs 10 euros. Don't worry, this watch. And then what they'll do is they'll give you another box with nothing in it. So then when you pay them and you walk away, you're like, look at this. Son of a bitch! You know?
And there's a puff of smoke, and all you hear is jingling, and they're
but it's just like little petty crimes, you know?
Yeah.
And the curses will get you. The curses get you.
I never trusted anyone holding a tambourine.
But but apparently gypsies are different everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So I say that about Greece, just petty crimes, but other places.
Yeah, like Irish gypsies just like live in RVs and shit. You know,
pretty badass though. They're just rednecks.
Oh, that's like that movie.
And Snatch, that's true, yeah.
Like the Pikeys.
Yeah, the Pikeys.
Yeah, they fight and stuff. That's actually badass.
Yeah.
So Irish gypsies are cool.
I guess, yeah.
There's the British, the Peaky Blinders, British gypsies that ran
brothels,
the underworld of organized crime.
Is that what that? I've heard a lot about that.
Yeah, it used to be crazy. They used to be involved in everything.
Yeah.
The gypsies?
Yeah, but in Britain.
But is this a documentary?
No, it's like they've taken it from real life events. No. So they've taken
He's
real
like, how
life.
do you get the cameras?
No, they've taken the real life events that happened, basically, and they've exaggerated them like everything else. You know what I mean? So yeah, it happened for real.
What a name, Peaky Blinders. Sounds like
Peaky
just like
Blinders.
Yeah,
It sounds like South Park making fun of a British show.
It sounds like a parody.
Yeah.
You know, thinking of today, perfect day I have you guys here, because you guys could think about this with me. It's a ridiculous thought, but it's true. When was the first time you flew on a plane? Like, how old were you?
I was very young.
Okay, good.
Yep, really
you?
young.
Probably 7 years old or something.
Excellent. Do you remember flight attendants?
Yeah, I do.
There used to be a standard. Okay, hold on. This is a real thing. I'll tell you why I'm saying this.
Yeah.
I never thought about it but because I was watching a documentary about bad boy billionaires on Netflix, and it's an Indian guy.
Indian ones, yeah.
So when he said that, Indian bad boy, he's like, we only hire models. And then I remembered it was a running gag, but it was true. Olympic Airways, when Onassis owned the Greek airway and then gave it to Greece, and they still fuck it up. He gave him a free airline, tax free, and they still fucked it up, the government. Anyways, he would only hire, it was just models, long leg. They were all broads with their scarves. Who was it? That fucking famous clothing from Italy. It was all tailored. It was all like super fancy.
Yeah.
And in general, flight attendants were like these broads, and you'd rarely see a guy, and if you'd see him, he was a handsome ass dude. He was on that plane. They couldn't have ugly people.
No. Still a piece of ass.
Yeah. But now, like, I'll fly with like American Airlines, like Delta, all that stuff. Fucking trolls, goblins. There's women who can't fit in the aisles.
No, that I don't think they would do. That's what you have to be as thick. You have to be thinner than the width of the aisles. Right?
It's not true. These huge women. And one time I was like, okay, it happens once, twice, 3 times. Then like after the 4th time, I was like, why is it weird to me? And I realized when I was young, I would never see that. I'd be like, this woman can't fit properly down the fucking aisle when there's something she's hitting everyone and one fold is smacking you across the head. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm not saying to tell people you're not allowed to work, but every job has to have a certain standard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I miss these standards is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I need a good looking person to give me my wet towel. What do I look like?
Like a goddamn savage.
I think it's
You're right.
It's a weight distribution issue for the airplane. It's just so it flies more smooth. Just make sure that she goes out like those birds that hit the water or whatever. It's just like
Bertha, we need you to run up and down the aisles quickly right now.
I think it's kind of weird that every guy who is who works in a plane is gay. Well, why is every single steward? What do they call it if they're a man? Steward?
Steward? Still a flight attendant.
Steward?
It's a guy named
Steward.
Steward.
Is it? Hey, imagine a steward.
Air butler.
But wait, hold on. No, it's flight attendant or stewardess.
Flight attendant. That's the word I was saying. Yeah, flight attendant.
That's men and women are stewardesses.
Yeah, they have to. I don't know why it is. Like, what is it? what brought them all there? Like, I don't get it. Like, was there a call to action one day?
I can answer. I can answer this
taking over
question.
the air. Oh yeah.
I almost got hired as a flight attendant, which is why he's
Look at
right
this.
about.
Look at this. This guy.
He's right
He
about.
can't fit in this chair.
He's
Like,
right
come
about
on.
the standard.
Yeah.
But I wanted to work that job because I found flight attendant women so hot.
Yeah.
I wanted to fuck them.
Until you saw the North American flight ladies now.
And then after the first interview, I never got it. And then they called me back for a second interview. But the second one, I walked out because I literally walked in, looked at the women, and I was like, what the fuck? I stayed a bit, and then I stayed a bit. I'm like, and then I realized like
They're hiring anyone at this
they're
point.
hiring anyone. I'm like, hey, fuck this. It's not for me, bro. What am I doing here? I walked out.
But that actually, it might be they only hire gay guys because they don't want too much ruckus going on in the plane. Because if they have attractive women and attractive men who are
That's
both
understandable.
heterosexual,
Maybe it's
and then
like the
that's
pilot union has a say in it.
That's
that's
what I was
funny.
going to say. To
That's
hold it for
funny.
the pilots. It's like, don't make no one else is on this.
Yeah.
But as a business decision, that's actually smart. That makes sense because you don't want. I could get that. I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I could get people like, look. Let the gay guys go on there because they're gonna do their fucking job. Look at this fucking animal.
Yeah, exactly.
You really want
No,
this guy?
That's what he just explained to me. He's like, I wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
I would have pulled the lean on the wall. Like, yo,
They
what's
saw you
up?
coming from a
And it's
mile
like,
away.
why do they only hire gay guys? Because they're doing the fucking job. They're doing their fucking job. They're doing what they're paid to fucking do.
It's too bad, like, when you were a kid, you weren't attracted to a doctor, you know? Imagine where that would have taken you, dude.
Could have been a nurse.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Do you think there's jobs that should stay for only a specific sex? This is an interesting question I just thought of right now, which I think is going to lead to some funny jokes.
Interesting.
No, I think that, I think that for certain religions, for sure. I think I personally am only going to a Jewish lawyer, a Jewish accountant, or a Jewish doctor.
Right.
Doctor, maybe I accept some India. You know, like there's a few more I'll let in there, maybe Asian, but I'm definitely like really strict on a Jewish accountant and a Jewish lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna buy my meat from a broad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't know anything
need a
about
butcher. Need a guy with like just forearms and like wrists the size of like a fucking lamb shank. You know?
But whoever tells you that no, everybody could do anything is a liar. You know, and you know how you could test them. You'd be like, all right, what if I get you a guy babysitter to watch your kids?
Yeah.
You know what everybody says? Get the fuck out of here. And that's what made me think of this because I remember having this. I don't have kids, but I just joked about it. I go, okay, what about a babysitter? And then the girl that I was talking with, she's like, No, I wouldn't do it. But you just said that any job is for anyone, right? And he said, like, but I didn't think about babysitting. That's your fucking problem. That's your fucking problem. It's a real job. Would you hire? She's like, I would never hire a male babysitter. So they just assume that we're out to bang kids.
It would be hard to hire a male babysitter.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'm completely.
I wouldn't do it.
If it's somebody I knew, maybe it'd be different. But just like a dude that I'm interviewing.
I don't even hire men mechanics. I want all ladies.
If some guy came in like really serious and like I liked it, but I just couldn't do it because he was a guy and he wanted to be my nanny, I'd be like, come back in the Mrs. Doubtfire costume tomorrow. I'll hire you full time. I just need you in the costume, okay?
But isn't it interesting? It's shit that you never think about.
Yeah.
But it's stuff that people subconsciously, majority, they'll agree.
Yeah. Right.
Like for some reason, there's something weird about a male babysitter.
Yeah.
I think I know what it is. We're more men. We're more careless. We're not as nurturing as women. Whereas a woman will take care of the baby, take care of the kid, whatever. We're just like, yeah, I've been getting in bed, you little shit.
Yeah. See, now you're perpetuating the stereotype that men suck. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
No, we're just not as nurturous as women. You know,
nurturous.
Okay, sweetie, come here.
We're not as nurturous.
You know what I mean.
Wisdomous. The thing in the brain. We don't have it. The ladies, they think with the heart. Me, my dick.
Yeah. I don't know. Jason always believes that no woman should be a masseuse. He only likes getting that.
Oh, there you go. Would you, if you get a massage and they tell you have the choice between a man and a woman, what do you choose?
I always get a woman, but now I'm thinking if the knot is like strong enough, I need a guy to get in there and like really just fucking break
can we isolate? I need a guy to get in there, please. Can you isolate that audio and send it to me, please?
Can't get in there.
I don't know, I got a shitty shoulder, you know what I mean? I need someone to like fucking really pop it.
Yeah,
that's why you need a heavy lifting Russian broad.
There you go. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I was once in on the beaches of Israel, and there's a lot of Russians that come down there because it's relatively close and they can get there for cheap, and they're just like chilling on the beach, and they are so close, like they're giving each other massages. These giant men rubbing their bodies on each other, like drinking vodka, and just so close. It's hilarious because like if it's
such a homophobic culture.
Yeah, but I would never.
He's just the only one there. Gay. Gay. Fucking Soviets.
Commies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I imagine they would only take a man. Like I think they would laugh at the idea of a female masseuse, because they want people to beat the fuck out of them. Like
that's actually smart. Yeah, you're very good. Yeah, the perception. That's fucking smart. Yeah, they're like, why would I want some tiny
a little
woman?
Fucking broad.
Yeah,
a chick.
Yeah.
Well, I have found a chiropractor.
I don't know why I love that so much.
Let me tell you what I have found.
She's a chiropractor. I could tell you who she is. You could go see her. She is an Amazon of a woman. She's got
just lift me up and just crack me in half.
She'll fucking work you over, bro.
I don't know. They got those weird tools. You ever get like your like spine, just like they put the thing on and like smack it with a mallet?
No, nothing like that. She's gonna massage and adjust you.
So you've been to a chiropractor also?
Once, and I fucking hated it.
Okay, so he liked it.
Oh no,
and
she's
I
amazing.
am scared. I don't want to go because of like what you just said. You hated it.
She took a thing and then smacked it with a hammer on the back of my, because I had a weird like neck thing that would like I get I don't know, like spasms in my arm.
It happens to me sometimes.
And I didn't like that she did that to me. I never went back.
No, she'll do nothing like that. Don't worry about it. She's
But the hand job is extra.
There's no hand job, but she's amazing.
She resets the bone in your dick.
Cracks it like a glow stick. Okay, it's ready.
I'm trained professional. Oh shit! Yeah, we should exchange contact information. Yeah. You got her from Nick Drosos.
Yes,
he's a self-defense expert. So if he could defend himself. So if she was gonna try anything fucked up, he would have kicked her in the head. So we're in good hands. But speaking of Nick, and I told it to him, but I'm gonna tell these guys because they're comics and they're gonna get it. So my buddy Nick, he's a self-defense guy.
Yeah,
I'll show you his Instagram later. What makes me laugh, and I told him to stop doing it, is so he posts a lot of self-defense videos, but they're all like reenactments, right? Like women that need to defend themselves.
Okay,
but he doesn't put his logo. So it's just a series of videos of him attacking women and them trying to defend themselves. They're like, bro, you have to put a logo or a message because you can't. No context because you have to read the description to know what's going on. But if people are just scrolling, why does this guy keep beating up ladies and he's choking them?
He wants it to be real. He really makes it
But it's to comics. To me, I think it's the funniest thing. I'm like, put a fucking logo on, bro. Put a logo. It's just a series of him beating up women. Yeah. So he's wielding knives sometimes. It's amazing.
Other people like he's just like self-defense. Like, did he do something really bad that he's worried something's coming, that he's been practicing his whole life to defend himself? This moment happens.
he used to, I think, get attacked a lot. So he, when he was young, Park X, yeah. So he's learned. So now he wants to, and he's been doing it for years. He's actually running a successful business.
Yeah.
It's mostly for women to them not get fucked over,
Right,
like because guys are bigger now, this and that. So teach them to defend themselves or get away from a situation.
Yeah.
So he actually does pretty well. He trains people. He's Sugar Sammy's trainer too. That's why Sugar Sammy's jacked. Yeah, he's training Sammy.
He is jacked.
Yeah. It's all from Drosos. In between these attempted rape videos, he's training Sammy. Yeah.
Sugar Sammy is just pure self-defense. It's just he just knows how to attack the dick.
Every time somebody heckles Sammy, he's like, "This is my purse. It's my training."
That's great.
But yeah, so I thought you guys would get a kick out of the videos. He just doesn't put his fucking logo.
I love any video on Facebook where people like. I mean, I wouldn't be such a good friend and tell him to stop that because I would just enjoy it every time I saw it. It would just make me laugh.
I would comment,
yeah,
and he'd laugh. But I think he thought I was just fucking him, so then I had to tell him in person because I would comment like, "Dude, this looks like you're just beating up that girl up." He's like, "Ha ha ha," and they're like, "Fuck, man, I'm seriously telling you," because somebody had sent me, one of my friends who he follows him because of me.
Yeah.
He's the one who first sent me the message like, "Yo, is your buddy like?" What's his thing? Because he didn't read the caption, he saw the video, and it's just him like, "Come here, bitch, come here." He's like, "Why is he sharing this?" I was like, "Oh no, it's like a self-defense video." He's like, "What are you talking about?" I looked at his profile; it's a series of videos of him attacking women, and I looked, I was like, "Yeah, that is what it looks like."
The optics are bad.
The optics are bad. Yeah.
No one watches to the end anything, so all you see is the beginning, and I would just share it, like repost, see near Lionel Gruel Metro.
Yeah. And then you have people going out of his house. Like, "You son of a bitch. You were supposed to defend us."
That's amazing.
But I like shit like that.
Yeah.
So you guys think, like, since I'm starting this here and there's a place to do it, you think we should slowly start talking about getting the crew together and we start doing sketches and shit like that together, filming them and stuff?
We were thinking about that today.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you have green.
Have the space in there and all that shit. So
yeah, we definitely I think we just need a little bit of encouragement sometimes. Like our problem is that is it funny enough? It's like that constant thought, like, doesn't it have to be a step better than this to put it online?
Yeah.
And
nothing has to be perfect. Just put it out there.
Yeah.
That's what the podcast teaches you the most, that you have these moments that are genuinely funny. And it's like, it's just trying to, get together and write. That's really, I think, a big part of it, is if we're all just waiting for the one person to have the idea, bring it here. But I think this is a great place for it. It's a great place to sit around and write.
Just shoot the shit.
Yeah. And, you've got all the equipment, right? This is
we're set up. That's what I'm saying. And a wise man once told me.
Yeah. What did I say?
Perfect is the enemy of good.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like if you're trying to make something perfect, you're gonna make it less good because you're trying too hard to make. Because perfect doesn't really exist.
I see.
No,
right?
Someone else will find the perfection in it. It doesn't have to be like your idea of perfect. Makes sense.
He told me this. He was a very smart man.
Who was it?
It's actually Ricardo Pupada. He's the founder of AskMen.com.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a smart. When I said wise man, I didn't mean like this dummy. I meant an actual smart person.
AskMen.com went down hard after mansplaining was the thing, right?
Yeah, like ask mans what? Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna ask them nothing.
Exactly.
Man, but what's funny is the word mansplaining is kind of what I think got me connected with Mike Ward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that story, the way I met Mike was at the bike shop. Remember they had those comedy nights at the bike shop?
You met him at the bike shop?
Yeah, I didn't know. I met him, and then the next day he sent me a message if we wanted to do the podcast together. But he was just observing people, and he saw me just attacking comics, just arguing and just fucking around. But there was a girl there, and I had never heard the word mansplaining yet. And she was saying it to someone. I was like, "Can I? Like, I don't know what you're talking about." She's like, "Man," I go, "What does that mean, mansplaining?" And she's like, "It's when a guy. It's when a guy tries to explain something to a woman, like in a demeaning fashion or something." And I go, "Do you mean condescending?" And I look at her, I go, "Sweetheart, the word exists. It's condescending." And she's like, "What? Are you mansplaining?" And then I guess he's like, "This guy's fucking, this guy's on the level." But I was like, "Sweetheart, it's called condescending. The word exists." And it was just a perfect like storm of things.
Just use the word sweetheart. There's certain people, one sweetheart.
But it was well timed. It was like, speaking of well timed, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So the last time I saw him was at a roast.
Okay. Yep.
You remember
A year ago, yeah.
A year ago, he was roasting.
Who was he roasting?
Roasting bitches. No, he was roasting all kinds. You were there that night, I think.
I think so, yeah.
You came and watched the roast.
Yeah.
And I believe that, were you robbed, if I remember correctly?
No, I won.
No, he won. Okay, but it was, somebody got robbed.
I got robbed by Jason.
Yeah, I beat him in the first round. That's why.
No, the first round, it wasn't towards the later round. Somebody got robbed, I remember. Because he was one of the good ones.
Yeah.
And then people kept trying to, every joke was calling him gay.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like,
before he ever had a girlfriend, so it's fair. I mean, it's like, it was a question. I'll admit that he's not now. I know now. I met the woman. She's beautiful. She's great. They're a great couple. But for years before that, no one knows what was happening.
But it was every comic. I was like, this was already done. The Jew did it already. It's done. Do another joke.
I literally did do, like, that's all I had on him. Was that he's very boring. He's a very boring human. He comes across boring.
But he's a good roaster.
He's a very good roaster. He's a very good joke writer.
He's a good joke writer, yeah.
He's got good taste in other comics. Yeah.
It was a good night. It was a lot of fun. I had fun. But the thing is, so he was doing whatever he wanted. So was Wasim. So I was like, all right. I thought that the line was like somewhere. I was like, that's where the line is. Yeah. And then I said something, and I think he was the only one, him and like some other who laughed. And then even the judge was like, whoa. And some girl that was next to the judge was like, whoa, you can't say that. Yeah, and I was like, really? That's what the line is? That's what the line. That's what the line is.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something about AIDS, but it was
really AIDS was the line.
Something I forgot. There was rape. It was a good.
I mean, that one. Yeah. That's probably more.
But it's a roast. Like if anything, because I'm not a guy who on stage does too much like edgy material. You know what I mean? Like I have like I'll deviate a little bit from what I think is like the line, you know, but the roast I feel like was my one chance to do whatever the fuck I wanted.
And it was good.
Yeah, I had a few. I had like one or two that I was like, I would never say this at another show, not because I don't think it's funny, because I know that like Montreal's very PC. It's like another world. There's other cities that don't even know what we're going through.
Yeah.
But we're like a very small area of New York is like this, you know. But most of New York is very open to comedy. But like there's certain areas in like Brooklyn and these PC areas where you'll get thrown out for saying certain things. And Montreal, an entire community is that, except for like a few shows, you know.
It's changing now, I think.
It is changing a bit because I think, you know, whatever, we'll see, hopefully. But it's weird. We were talking about it before. It's what you find funny versus what you can say and like what's allowed. You know, even though you know nothing you say has any hate.
I remember me and Wasim were watching David Pride headline at the Nest. We were like in that back booth there.
Yeah.
Like,
this is when he got heckled by that lady?
No, I don't. Maybe a different night. I think it was like the Thursday, whatever. But we were sitting in the back booth, and a couple walks in like right before he gets on, and in the first joke or whatever, David Pride's like making fun of like it's, you know, he's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
right? He's
David
one of the joke. Yeah, and they look to each other and go, "Oh, I didn't know it was gonna be one of those shows." To fucking David Pride.
David Pride.
It made no sense.
Hey, imagine if we went on.
Yeah, exactly.
It was insane. It was like probably just him like talking about his daughter singing a song that's like you know, saying fuck or whatever the fuck, you know,
or something about his kids, or he was making a comic book reference.
It's ridiculous. Like,
it was insane
because he's so like, not that he goes out of his way to not be dirty, but he's just his comedy just comes down the middle. It's very TV digestible.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Like he knows how to write that way. So.
Yeah,
and it's fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's like an hour-long late-night set. It's perfect.
Yeah, he knows if anyone. But you know what's crazy? I didn't know it was gonna be one of those types of shows. Oh, you mean a funny one, you cocksucker? Like I thought we were going to sadness.
Yeah,
I have no idea, man. That's like the type of people that you get at shows that you have no idea they're in the crowd, and then like you're wondering why you had an okay set. It's like because it's one of those nights where it's just those people.
That's why comedy's got to be like in a dark room where like, no one feels watched and everyone just feels like like they can react in any way they want without it being like noticed, you know, and like it's crazy.
Because some people will laugh if they feel like you can't see them laughing. When there's too many lights, I've said this to people who are trying to put on shows. I was like, well, turn the fucking lights down. No, not on me, on them, you fucking dummy. Because they don't want to see each other clearly because there might be a taboo joke. Where they're like, oh, you know.
Yeah. I was at a show recently and it was so bright the whole time, and I'm just like watching, like I say something, and before they laugh, they like look at each other at the table to see if it's okay to laugh. You
look
know?
at me, motherfucker.
Yeah, look at me, and that's why I also find like front rows tend to be really great because they don't see anybody behind them. They don't realize that they're like being watched. While people on side tables and stuff, they're just
looking
like,
around.
They're watching people watch the show, which is the worst thing.
Worst.
You think this is a new phenomenon because people are second guessing themselves? They're like, what if somebody sees me laughing at that joke and then they think I'm a ex-phobe or whatever?
That's what I think. Like I do a lot of like I'll do some sex jokes and stuff like that, and you can see when you're starting to bring up like some dirty stuff, like the reaction to people sitting next to people who have never been around. You know, like you're sitting next to someone and then someone brings up the word cunt or clit or something, and you're like you've never heard those words around this uncle or this like whoever who's with you,
or first date or whatever.
First dates, and so it's so awkward, and the tension builds, and no one wants to laugh too hard because like, you know, but it's dark. No one feels that way. Everyone kind of just belly laughs, and it's nicer.
That's what it should be. And I like a little smoke in there too. Why not?
Yes.
I don't mind that for comedy clubs. I don't mind a little bit of smoke in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little smoky. The cigar. Is that piss? What is that? Like, there's a feeling.
God bless. We miss the comedy works.
I was about to say, man, I miss the works. Yeah.
The works had a certain feeling that the Nest, all even though it's like my home club, it was the first place I started doing stand up. It's the place I feel the most comfortable. The issue with the Nest is because of its size and the high ceilings. If it's not packed, it's not itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas the works, even halfway, it could still be the works.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 people in there was a fun little show, you know?
Yeah. Whereas that's the problem with big venues. If it's too wide, or if the ceilings are too high.
Yeah. Also, if you grow up like watching New York comedy, it's just like the works looked like that, you know? And
the walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Brick walls, yeah.
Neon sign, yeah.
Sticky floors. It was exactly what you needed.
Do you guys speak French?
When it's really like, I was a waiter, so I could speak French when the music was playing really loud, and I could just like sort of like mumble off, and like you wouldn't realize that I tailored off and didn't.
But you can't do stand up in French.
No, not even.
Because goddamn it, man, that's a whole different market.
I think he could. He just doesn't want to.
Yeah, I tried at Abba and Preacher's show to do French, and
how was it?
It was rough, man. It was like doing my third set ever. You know,
it felt like that for me in the beginning too. But once you get the hang of it, they're way more forgiving. And they have, you still have that here. You still have like the bordel where it's the brick walls. It feels like a comedy club again. And the least judgy audiences, you could go, don't even think about it. Go wherever you want with the joke.
I've heard that about the bordel, that it's the best.
Yeah. As long as you're aiming to be funny, they'll the crowd will be on board with you. They just want you to have a good time. So they'll never second guess.
If someone translated my jokes, I could deliver them. If I practiced them, I could probably do a good set in French. But if I had to react to a moment, I probably would just
freeze
up, fall apart, you know, because I can't actually talk off the top of my head in French. Me neither.
As much as like my accent sounds fluent, I don't think in French. I've never been comfortable even like at French school when I was a kid. I always, gravitated toward the English kids.
Yeah, well, I don't think in French, but I could pull it off now. Like, because once you're but in the beginning I couldn't. The first couple sets I was like, oh fuck, what if I deviate? What do I do? Yeah. And now I just force myself through, and if there's a word, I'll just do it in English. They're bilingual, they get it.
Yeah.
And then you get more comfortable.
True. What do you feel about all that talk about French comedy being like lower tier, like it's more physical and just like?
First of all, the French comedy here and the French comedy in France, two different things.
Right.
Yeah,
they're in France. They're behind.
Okay.
They're not, but they're getting there. They're catching up, but they're behind. Here, the big issue is that there's a huge gap in the middle. Here in English, like you can't really make money. There's like this middle tier where it's either you make it or you don't. Like there's really in French comedy, even guys that aren't the best are having careers, right? They're the best on the French scene are undeniable. Like they're stars for a reason. Like the best of the best, they're very, very good. Yeah. But there's a layer where like I've seen, it's like, oh, this guy's selling out this many places, and I've seen him perform. And I was like, huh. That isn't that good.
Right.
Like, but what that gives you is it gives you room to work with, because you know that there's such an opportunity. If a guy that you think is, he could be a better writer or whatever, can make it, then imagine if you're willing to put in the work. Yeah. So for them, what's good about that is that there's always hope. So any comedian in French starting off, they never feel like here where in English you're closed. You're like, I have where am I going to go? I can't have a career. In French, they have a star system. So there's an opportunity. If I want it, I work hard, I could fucking get it. That's the difference. So
for sure,
but obviously it's not. You can't have it just like here. Not all of us are fucking amazing, but there are some that are great, and some that are horrible, some that are all right. You know how it is. Same thing in the French is that the French is a market.
Yeah, big time.
So it'll help you grow. You get better and better.
Yeah,
try it.
Every small town's got a theater.
Yeah, and you go. They do tours.
Really,
yeah.
I guess that's when it comes
like
back.
In the States. It's like that's why people can be based out of fucking Ohio, because you just do all of middle America. Every city's got a place.
Yeah, they say about like, again, Calgary or areas like that, you can move around a lot and do a lot of small shows. But I guess that's why it's French here. You can do all the
but you don't want to go to Calgary.
No, not really. But I would like to make money doing comedy.
French. That's where it's at.
I guess
if you want to stay here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
which I wouldn't mind staying here.
Me neither.
Like, I don't want to move to Toronto or Vancouver and fucking have to pay $2,400 a month in fucking rent and
then being told that there wasn't enough women in the jokes that you said.
Yeah. Did you ever debate going to Toronto?
Not in the beginning. I guess middle of, but it was before I met Mike. I thought about it, and then I don't know, something deterred me. Just the lifestyle.
Yeah.
I was like, well, like I don't know anyone there. Yeah. It's grindy. And I was seeing different scenes. So it was around the time when I was able to, like I had went to LA, I had performed there, and I was like, isn't it gonna suck though going to a new city where I don't even want to have to make new friends? Because that's how I felt when I was in LA. I had fun. I met people, but I was like, it's not home.
Yeah.
You know. And then I was like, Toronto. When I started hearing about their PC rooms and some chick who like I forgot the fuck her name was, but she's like a gatekeeper.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and she basically gives you a questionnaire when you want to be one of the new people trying out the open mics. Like I think it was Mike Mayo who told me like one of the questions she had asked is if your girlfriend's on her period, would you eat her out? And if you said no, like crazy shit. So I was like, who are these psychopaths?
This,
I was like, who are these? Yeah. I was like, who are these fucking psychopaths? I
love that.
Like I just want to go do comedy.
That's amazing.
I'm not gonna have some fucking psychopath tell me like, would you eat this vagina? Well, I wouldn't eat yours, bitch. Like walk away. Like goddamn.
Do you remember in Ottawa? We were in Ottawa. I think you had a gig, but I was sticking "Gay for Swayze" stickers all over the place.
Yeah, he showed up with "Gay for Swayze" stickers.
And then there was a place that was basically it was a PC podcast place.
Oh yeah, it actually wrote it, the PC podcast.
Yeah, PC podcast, and they were blasting it through the speaker, and then literally all through the speaker. And you know, like black people are it's unjust. This is systemic racism. They're just going off.
Black people need more podcasts.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck are they saying? Here's 4 stickers.
Yeah, their whole thing was full of stickers because he goes to me, he's like, they're saying black people need more podcasts. I was like, okay, so they could start a podcast. He's like, yeah, but they're not saying they could start a podcast. They're just saying they need help to start a podcast. They're not retarded, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
They just give them to them.
Yeah.
Give them the podcast.
Yeah, what are you talking about? What are you saying?
All you need is like $500. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Start a nice pod, like a quality audio and everything. You don't need that much.
Not anymore, especially because of YouTube.
Yeah.
You can actually be out there. Before it was like, okay, let's say I record something. What radio station will play this?
For sure. Yeah.
When I first, in 2010, when I first started podcasting, right before I started podcasting, I tried to get on the radio. And I had done a couple of shows with my friends, and there was a radio station here that the woman who was a smaller radio station, negotiation. She was literally like dragging me on for the longest time, just to say no. Yeah. Like, well, there's no who would listen to it, and like you know, it's just a conversation. Like, why would people like that? And I was like, no, it's something called podcasting. We just bring it to the radio. Like, it's gonna be the next big thing. Yeah. Like, and I was trying to tell her, like, well, you have old people listening. We're young people. We were talking at the time about video games and she was like, no one's ever going to listen to this, you know? And she's like, but I'll put my stuff on this. So she was putting her clips of her radio station on the internet.
Yeah.
So I was looking at those numbers, and it took a year for when I started my podcast to eclipse her numbers. Like she would have 13 downloads, and then we were getting like 900 or something like that. And I was like, you fucking dummy. You fucking dummy. Like and I was like, but this is the future. You think people, first of all, the content that you're putting online, the people that you're talking to don't go online. No. Like old people shit. Like she's talking to 70-year-olds. Yeah. They're not going to be online downloading podcasts, dummy. She's like, no, I'm going to put it online. And anyway, so that happened. So just to say, now you don't need that.
Yeah, you don't.
You're your own fucking radio station.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can, pretend the numbers or whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. You always but you always have to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You always have to be comfortable. Sure, dude, what the fuck? Not so when I first so 4-H had happened, we had stopped, and then I was starting the Pantelis podcast. So I'm starting from scratch. Like the fan base from when I had my friends that we had built up, it took us 6 years. Yeah. We had a couple thousand people listening. Dude, when I started mine, I thought it was going to be an easy transition. Yeah. A lot of people just didn't go like, no, I like you on that show. I don't like you like this.
Right.
So it was literally like, oh, fuck, I have to start over again. And then the first, like if you go back and listen to the Pantelis podcast in the beginning, the audio was shit. And then this, and then, just this grind. Yeah. But if I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing now and all. You have to go through those shitty times. You have no choice. Because everybody starts, you have to start somewhere.
I wish we would have just started when we started. Like if we just thought
2 years ago we started talking about doing podcasts. We should have started back then. But
it's just because we just didn't. I think there's also a little bit like I'm the type of guy that's not confident even calling myself a comedian all the time unless I'm like getting paid all the time for comedy, like headlining shows, or at least middling big shows to say, hey, I'm a comedian. I still have another job. So there's people who will do 3 open mics and be like, I'm a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I don't like those people.
Of course. Because it's.
But I know you. You're a comedian. He's a comedian. That's why you're here.
I am a comedian to you and in this. But it just is shy. So with the podcast, it's the same thing. It was like if I'm going to put this podcast out, and every single human being that I know, this is what they'll see of Oren the comedian. After all these years, those people who didn't go to the show, the podcast is what they'll get. And like the first few episodes are going to be garbage, and I know that because it's a podcast and we have to figure it out. And I just wasn't ready for the learning curve and for people to watch it. But then eventually you get comfortable enough, and like there's nothing going on. And I wish we would have done this 2 years ago. We'd be in a great spot right now.
And you would have had the practice. But about the shitty first, I've had that where I've had episodes, especially early on, where I was like, I'm I'm not fucking putting this on the internet. That was garbage. It was just silence for like and I was just like random quotes and just people aren't comfortable. I wasn't comfortable. It's a whole different skill set and stand up.
Yeah, and I was struggling with like, should we cut this up a little bit or like just get the good parts? And I was like, you know what, just let it go. Let's just let it be.
Because people don't sit there and watch and they have it on doing something else. So
exactly.
It's like they'll skip. You know, if it gets like boring to them, they'll fucking forget about it for 2 minutes and then get back in.
When something that's another thing that it took me a while to learn is the way people consume podcasts.
Yeah,
very different from clips.
Yeah.
So even same thing with the video. That's why a lot of people are like, I know you have the video, but I'm not going to look anyway.
I know.
So I'd rather just put it on Spotify or whatever. Because the way they consume it, even though people are adding videos, I have the camera. Fucking Rogan has the camera. The reason people want to listen to it is the way they used to do it in talk radio. The way Howard Stern. They just Opie and Anthony. They just want to listen.
Yeah.
And do their job. Like at work, you can't. If you're at a desk job, you can't actually not do your job and look at the screen all day.
No, I know, but I think for me, I listen to a lot of YouTube. I listen to a lot of podcasts on YouTube. I even listen to like some radio shows
on YouTube. But you listen.
But I listen.
Yeah.
I don't really watch.
There you go.
But I want it still on YouTube because it'll be an open window while I'm doing work, and I don't have to plug into my phone or something like that. But it is weird. It is a weird. Like, why do they want? I mean, how weird would it be if someone for an hour and a half sat with another person watching our podcast on their TV with popcorn? Like that would be so fucking strange. Be a psychopath.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to stop this.
But I think optics-wise, us having a nice quality camera helps. It does make you look like you're doing something, special or whatever. Not like just two schlubs who have mics.
And no one's listening to an audio clip. Like if you want to put a clip out, you better have video for it, so you can at least put it on something that they'll watch with subtitles.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, and that's the thing. Like, I think the only way people are going to share, like, clips is much more shareable. Like, sharing the whole podcast on your social media is weird,
because it's a specific set of people that listen to podcasts. Yeah. So I'm lucky. Like, we have the fan base that like we have a Discord and all that. They consume comedy podcast. They know what podcasts are, and they live for that. So they get it. They get the whole exchange. But there's people who are like, this funny clip. I like that funny clip that you posted from X episode. Yeah. I was like, well, did you watch the episode? It was funny. Like Mike was talking. He's like, no, I don't watch podcasts, but I like the clips. So because podcasts are too long, they say podcasts are. So I have these two different ideas. Some are like podcasts. It's too short, guys. You should go 2 hours this week. And other people who are like, no, I just need 50 4-minute clips and I'll be fucking fine. Like it's this weird balance you have to find. That's why just do what and you guys, it looks nice. Your podcast is the background, everything looks nice because of the apartment. You guys are funny. The quality is good. I keep telling people the number one thing isn't the camera quality; it's always the audio quality.
For sure. Yeah, that's what we bought. We got the Zoom mic now that we're a recorder. We're fine with that.
So it sounds good.
The only thing, all the problem is like we bought really cheap versions of the stands. Yeah. So if you touch them, they go like echo. They echo into the mic.
Ding
car.
ding like that.
You hear that like.
Well, I got fucking lucky because this is all a building. So I had these for years, right? The mics too. Like it took when I first started the old place in Park X, I had 2 mics, right? Because they're fucking expensive.
Yes.
And then a few months later, another one. It wasn't like a one-time purchase. No. It was years of just building. Like I had 2 lights at first, and then 3, and then 4, and everything was really building, getting to this place. Yeah. But these fucking things, they weren't as expensive when they first came out. They were like $100 each.
No, they're like $250 or $300.
Yeah, another $300 on Amazon. And the reason why they're like this is because people are price gouging because they were selling out. People started. This mic, dude, is a $500 mic. During the fucking quarantine, I was like, hey, maybe we should see if I should put another one in those studios. They were being sold for $900. I was like, I know how much it costs because I bought it.
That's crazy.
So I was like, I'm not fucking buying that shit. Are you crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they try to price gouge, and then it deters some people. They're like, okay, well, I don't have $4,000 to start a podcast. Yeah. So fuck it.
It's true. During quarantine, everything went up, and that's also when we started looking at shit.
Also, like home, like workout stuff, or like you couldn't find it anywhere because everyone had these dreams of becoming huge or whatever. It's like,
I don't know if they were selling out or just people were like, you know what, this is how I'm gonna make my fucking money. I'm gonna be going out with these fat guys and they want to lose weight. Because they just jacked up all the prices. But that's the other reason why I have that spot there because it's like super, like the rental fees is It's not real fees. Like it's literally set up just for podcasts to make episodes because you can't even rent it for an hour. The rental is per month, 4 slots, 4 episodes. Because if you want to have a podcast and you want to gain traction, you have to at least release 1 a week.
Yeah,
right.
So I don't even give the option for somebody to come in.
What are your options?
The option that we have is they go 1 month packages. We're gonna start doing yearly for specific people if they really want it, but it's 1 month and there's a price which I will tell you guys off air, and you get 4 slots. 1 a week preferably, so that you can release your podcast weekly. Yeah, helps the algorithm wherever you're releasing it because the whole end goal is you start releasing enough podcasts, you start gaining traction, and then you start making money off your podcast. You can go to either there's sites online that help you get advertisers on it, like online advertisers, like Advertise Cast. They help, but there's also local people who breakfast television kind of shit the bed, and they were getting ads, and radio too. They're not getting bang for their buck.
Sure.
Because on the radio, I mean, people aren't listening to the radio the way they used to, but also the ad is gone if the person didn't hear it. If it's your favorite show and you're listening to it in the radio and you walk out and you walk back in or something happens, you miss that.
Yeah, of course.
The podcast is there forever.
Yeah.
The guy listens to it later, your ad is still there. The guy listens to it in a year from now, your ad's still there. So there's more money in them getting their local sponsors on local podcasts that have following, because this is direct to my people and you can't get rid of it. Like, it's there forever.
Right.
So there's money to be made, but in order to make it, you have to have consistency. That's why we're doing the 4 a month package, because if you start doing 1 a week, that's how you see your numbers going up, because people get used to you. Like, I'm used to every fucking Thursday, I'm listening to Oren and Jason. Like, they're in my head. I'm used to it.
I think consistency is huge.
Yeah.
People will want to, you get annoyed. Like, you can almost completely tune out a podcast if you go a week or two waiting for something new, don't see it. You'll start forgetting to look at it, And that's happened to me a few times with other casts. So.
Yeah.
We're trying. We've done well. We haven't missed 1 week.
No. Yeah. We've been doing okay.
Which you already covered that base, the consistency base.
Yeah. Every Tuesday.
Yeah.
At
Usually
1 p.m. we do.
Yeah.
Do you do it during the afternoon, or you release in the morning, or the first thing?
Now for this one, the Pantelis podcast, normally it's Sunday nights, like 11:30 that I release, so that you have it Monday morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's up everywhere. And then now for patrons, it's already live, so
Right.
they watch it live. And then
cool.
Yeah, and then everyone else gets it. So that's what I do. Like with Patreon, it's more of because people wanted Patreon because they wanted a way to support directly.
Yeah.
Like, I want to contribute to what you're doing.
Yeah.
So the kickbacks are, the advantage. You get certain podcasts that only go on Patreon.
Yeah.
You get everything live. So it's being recorded now, but it's also live for them. Everything early. So there's advantages. You can win
cool.
stuff. Like, I give away T-shirts, keychains, all kinds of shit
Nice,
like that.
yeah.
It's fun, yeah.
That's very cool. The live thing is, like, there's something about the live that people like a little bit. Like, once you have a following, I think people like live shows once in a while.
Well, they like knowing. I've noticed people, like, I'll post a podcast like a week later, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this was," as soon as it's up, like, "This was a great episode. People are gonna like it." Like, they like being in the know.
Yeah, right.
Because they contributed directly.
Right.
They're like, "Hey, I paid for this. I know before everyone else. Like, I did the preview, which is fun for us, because we like that. Poseidon, he enjoys that shit, just having the direct connection, because they'll give you feedback,
Of course,
like
that's
on
amazing.
Discord.
That's amazing. That's all we want is comments. We're not getting
that's exactly it,
dying. A good, bad comment. Like, leave comments, give us some sort of feedback. We need that.
That's true too, by the way. Remember that in case people downvote your videos or write shitty comments.
Yeah.
The way the algorithm works,
It's interaction. Yeah.
it's interaction.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Give me that's what I go. You gave me 2 dislikes. Fucking give me 10. If you're gonna do it, commit. Tell your friends. Tell your fucking friends. Commit. Do it properly, man. Because they don't realize that that's not bad for the video. That's good for the video. The more interactions you have, the better it is. Yeah.
Got to figure it out.
It's like I've always said, there's no such thing as bad press
Is that what you?
Was
That's
that
your
you?
saying?
Yeah.
unless you rape someone. That's
He's not wrong. So, Oren, Jason, the links are in the descriptions for anyone who's fucking curious. They're gonna have the links to your social channels and the goddamn podcast, because the Friendship Hour, a good podcast coming out of this goddamn city. It's about time.
Thanks, man.
So, and I'm gonna have you guys back on in the future too. You'll tell me how. Hopefully, you get some kind of a push. People fucking listen, because I listen to it. So there's no reason why you guys shouldn't. You're funny fucking dudes.
Thanks,
The more videos you put up, the better it's going to be.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the sketch and stuff like that. The Poseidon69 for this guy on Twitter and Instagram.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
Thank you guys for listening.